Hello and welcome into another video. Kind of had one of those rough days, but then a bright spot happened, and now I'm on like a bit of a come down from a lot of emotion hitting all at once. It was, I definitely don't want to divulge too much. I'll just say basically someone that I managed to help, and I really am just going to leave it at that. I'm really glad that I was able to help them. It was a pretty shitty thing. I wasn't even there. This is apparently something that I managed to train them to deal with in advance. And it's like, okay, I'm glad. But yeah, I figured though, as I'm actually just about to go to bed, and I realised I hadn't got around to uploading anything on YouTube because of this conversation that I had to have with someone. And it's like, okay, well, I'll upload stuff now, and maybe I should do one final video on Splatoon Raiders while this is uploading, because a lot has actually changed. Gameplay wise, like I'm near end game now, very near end game, because I'm assuming I basically do a couple missions to unlock that little bit of fog, and then I assume that's going to be like the final boss. My assumption is, because I've had a song from Shiver and a song from Fire, I'll get a song from Big Man, and then I'll probably get a like performance with all of them, maybe including my own character. I'm really enjoying the story part of it. I wish that I had people to actually play it with. I tried earlier on today to actually find some people, but I had a massive amount of chores to do, and by the time I was done, I was just fucking exhausted and didn't want to socialize with someone new, so that's why I ended up reaching out to this other person, and then found out, again, the stuff that I don't want to divulge. Apologies. But yeah, the gameplay has evolved so much. I've unlocked so many of the new things. I've maxed out all of the tanks. I now actually have a build for this one that I really like. I love the fact that when you max out the tanks, you unlock a third gadget, and you can actually take it from a different tank if you want. I've got a brush that has the power of bisexuality. For anyone who doesn't understand that reference, it's basically the star rating system on there is the bisexual flag. Same as why I wear this outfit, because that's a non-binary top. That's a bisexual ascot thing around the waist, non-binary trainers, like that, all so much, so much, so many things are just like certain color coordinated. I mean, this one isn't even a queer one. This is just, that's Jeff Hardy, right? Anyone who grew up watching wrestling, that's Jeff fucking Hardy, right? Every single time I wear this costume, I start hearing, like, well, I'm not gonna hum the music, but I start hearing the fucking Hardy Boys entrance song. Like, there's so many that I understand there are limitations with the outfit system. I know why people are a little pissed off. They want to be able to mix and match costumes, and the costumes should have abilities and perks and stuff like that. But the actual costumes that you get, the stuff that you get, is so fucking brilliant. Not just the amiibo unlock ones, with the exception of that one, which is terrible. Like, it really is. I've worn those, by the way. Unfortunately, I come from a family of fisher people. Ugh. I've wore those, they're horrible. That Chell from Portal, right? Like, I absolutely love some of the fucking costumes in this. I truly do. The gameplay evolves so much as you unlock all of the gadgets and get all of the gadget parts. Like, some of the things that you can get to tinker with that change the ability drastically. Just all of it, the gameplay has evolved so much to the point of it's just amazing fun. The later the game gets, the more fun it gets. Usually that's not kind of the way with looter shooters. Like, usually looter shooters kind of peak out, and then you get into the monotonous grind. And trust me, it does have some grind. And again, I really fucking wish I could get better people online, because I still love playing the online. What I've started to try to do, is host the mission and ask for help, which is weird because sometimes I'll not even be the host. Like, I wanted to do that for a farming run for the Spiralite crystals, because there's a few specific missions where it's good to do it with, and it's so grindy and boring doing those yourself. It put me in a mission, even though I chose it and selected please help. I wasn't the host, and the host wanted to end it straight away, which I can understand. There are reasons, because this actual rush, the last time I did it, I feel like I'm losing my voice. The last time I did it, it was, I don't know if it will actually let me, oh, it will. So it should be that one there. I opened that mission up. I'd already beat it solo, so I wanted to farm it. I opened that mission up for helping. Got 2 randos, obviously. They died right away. Then one of them died right after that. and we did the entire mission with only 2 lives left. I'm like, okay, it's fine. We've almost maxed it out, and I like maxing it out. I like earning all of the Spiralite shards. This, by the way, is the longest I have ever waited for a game, and this is weird because it's like Sunday at 9 p.m. You'd think it would be busy. Like 9 p.m. my time, but which means in America and everywhere else, like there's a lot of time zones where it's very active. Maybe I'll just stop and start again, I guess. But anyway, 1 life left. Sorry, 2 lives left. I jumped in and just got completely stuck. So I then died right away, and I'm like, fuck it. It's only 1 life. Like, yeah, we're down to 1 life. There's a crystal right near the crystal that you need to farm, because I always like to grind out all the stuff for the extras I here. And then we cleared out that crystal, and this brush dropped, and I freaked the fuck out, going, oh my god, there's a rainbow one over there, and then it turns out it really was rainbow again, with the whole pride flag colouring. There's so much in this Splatoon game. Like, I'm telling you now, queer people work in the art department, they just do. It's like the whole bisexual lightning meme, it really is. So, it's one of those that I ran over, got the brush, and they started to run off to another crystal, and I ran as fast as I fucking could back to the big crystal, because I'm like, I am not willing to risk this loot. Because again, in multiplayer, as I complained in the last video, you lose absolutely fucking everything if you fail. And that really sucks, because I didn't want to end it. I wanted to farm the actual Spiralite. I felt like I'm letting my teammates down. But this is my game as much as it is theirs. And by doing this, we all walked away with loot. Maybe they got a rainbow one from that as well. Maybe that wasn't even their first, and that's why they were willing to go on. I genuinely don't know. Like, there's so much about that that's basic and sucks. And, yeah, this is weird. I just can't get a game. Maybe if I just actually fucking click on something. So, to be fair, I might as well do that. It won't let me just change the matchmaking. I mean, is it petty to complain that why can't you just let me swap to Call for Help from there? It feels like I should be able to just swap from Call to Help. But yeah, this might be the most boring video. Thankfully, there's not much to actually see, I guess, here. Because if I mean, unless I just fucking load single player, I know. But it's maddening that there's so much that it does right, and the fundamental gameplays are so fun. And then there's just like loads of missing stuff like that. And I've kind of got hope. Splatoon is one of those franchises that Nintendo really puts a lot of effort into, so maybe they'll actually address some of these concerns like they did with Mario Kart World, and maybe in a couple months' time it'll be like, okay, so we've added this, so you've got a better matchmaking now, because I can't imagine that's the sort of thing that you can't patch into a game. Like, I feel like I'm not a game developer, I understand this. And I understand nothing in game development is actually easy. But when you've already got menus like this, I feel like it should be pretty easy to simply add in a Go for Help thing, where it brings up a bunch of missions and you can click on who goes into what. I really, again, wish that even if we can't keep all of our loot in multiplayer, which I don't even understand the reason for that. I really don't. Multiplayer makes it much harder. And it doesn't seem to give you... I understand I got the pristine, like, rainbow loot there. But it doesn't seem to give you better loot. I'm trying to think, so... I know fine well I took the screenshot, but it might have actually been a video. Oh, no, there it is, screenshot. This was a single-player mission. I got three gold star things. Like, that was some of my best loot I'd ever had. And I was single-player. You know, it's like, it doesn't seem like multiplayer actually gives you much better... I thought that might have been the thing, but maybe I... Oh, no, there it was. And it was already when I was past the menu, so... Yeah, because that wasn't even that mission. Either way, it doesn't seem like multiplayer gives you better quality loot. So, I don't even understand the whole... Like, at least if it did, then it would be the risk-reward. It's like, hey, you really do get everything or nothing. You'll get the best loot you've ever had, or you'll get nothing. It doesn't seem like that, because I get really good loot playing solo. It just feels like a weird fucking piece of... Like, a weird penalty for what should be a fun experience, and it does make me want to play co-op less. I have played a lot less co-op today, because I'm like, what's the point if I'm just going to be put in with a team that fails constantly? None of us are getting anything other than EXP, and I don't need EXP right now. So... It's just maddening. I hope they manage to expand on it though, I really do, because seriously, this is one of the most fun fucking games I've played in a long time. This is easily one of the best looter shooters that I've played in a long time. It's a genre I truly do adore. I play so much Borderlands, it's unfucking believable. The gameplay is kind of up there with the Borderlands, like, it's up there with that level of fucking quality. And I never expected that, because it's definitely more basic. But at the same time, the class-based system and the gadgets and all of the stuff that you unlock, it's fan-fucking-tastic, the versatility. The fact that I've got a gadget that... Right, so just with this build, and I know I'm doing a bad job kind of explaining this, it's just, well, this isn't a how to get into looters. Oh my god, maybe I should actually do that video now, because I still haven't done how to get into looter shooters, and this is now the perfect thing. Okay, I'm doing that for later. And Borderlands will definitely be mentioned, because, you know, they're, like, all fucking on the Switch. But yeah, this build I've got... By going into the ink there, it gives me the ability to go super fast, and also ink now goes where I travel, so it allows me to continually build up speed. With that, I've also got a jump now that I can do, so if I spring out from under the ink and I need to get the fuck out of dodge, I can do that, and then I can do that. Or I can use that to dive headfirst into combat. I've then also got the ability to plant those to help me out, so they can watch my own back, like... The build qualities, like the things that you could fucking do, there's so many mix and match combinations. I could completely change what this build does. I could make it so that by being submerged more, I'm getting access to more gadgets. There's so many different things that you can do for what the limited options there are. It is absolutely magnificent. I've played games where it throws things at you. Hell, Borderlands 4. It throws so much shit at you, and it all just comes off feeling the same and generic anyway. This doesn't give you a lot to work with. But by not giving you a lot to work with, it actually gives you way more to work with than you think. And I know that might sound weird, but truly, the builds that you can fucking make with this are so versatile. I've not played a looter shooter like it in a very long time. And it's why it sucks that I'm complaining so fucking much about all of the little things that it does wrong. Because all that it does right is so fucking right that, like, I will play the fuck out of this. This is going to be the kind of game that I will frequent back to every now and then when I'll just fancy doing a run. And that's saying something, because all of the levels are kind of shockingly bad looking. Like, if you're looking at this now, what you've been seeing here and thinking, wow, this must be like a really dreary level or something, it's kind of all like this. It's some of the worst environments I've ever seen in a fucking video game, but the gameplay's too fun to fucking make up for it, so it doesn't matter. It feels like Gears of War 2 levels of drab. It really does at times, and that, again, I understand the lore of the Salmonids, and I understand that's why the music and everything sucks as well, but it's like, my word, if the art department and the music department were allowed to cook, as well as the fucking gameplay department was, this would have been absolutely magnificent, and it's why it gives me so much hope that with so many people complaining about so many of the similar things, I'm kind of hoping they'll go around and go, okay, so we definitely need to make a sequel. Let's do this, this. Like, the sequel could be absolutely fucking phenomenal and could be one of genuinely the best Switch 2 games of the generation. It's like, it's so fucking fun. If you haven't played it, I strongly fucking recommend it. I don't know if it's worth buying a Switch 2 for. It is one of those that I wanted to bring this up because we are still not in September yet, and September 1st the Switch 2 goes up. This is obviously a much cheaper game, but looking at the Switch 2's library now, and I am actually going to do this, and this might have to be its own video as well, because this is something I do feel is important, because I understand there's other ways to get into gaming, and I just, like, with those videos I'm trying to present, I can't speak today. Again, it's Splatoon and present. It's certain fucking things. It used to be TH when I was a kid. I could not say TH words because of the tongue-tied. Anyway, completely going off rails here. I can't even remember the word that sounds like Splatoon that I can't even say now. But just going from... Oh yeah, I think I was saying there's other... I know there's cheaper ways to get into gaming as well. Like, I'm just presenting you one option, how to get into gaming with the Switch 2, basically being the current modern day cheap version to get into gaming. So if you want to play modern current stuff, obviously you can buy classic consoles and get classic games for much fucking cheaper. But this is with those videos, I'm just trying to present you an option for how to get into gaming. And at this moment in time on the Switch 2, just looking at actual exclusives, I'm not going to do obviously Switch 2 edition stuff. However, at the same time, Tears of the Kingdom should have been a Switch 2 exclusive. I firmly believe this. But it wasn't. It wasn't. So I wanted to do like the honorable mention type thing. So we have Star Fox. Absolutely brilliant if you've never played it before. Obviously, if you're new to gaming, we have Splatoon Raiders. We have Pokemon Pokopia. We have... Nope, that's Switch 1, I've just realised. I'm trying to think of what the actual exclusives are. Nope, that's Switch 1 as well. Thinking about it, Prime 4, I completely forgot about that. Mario Kart World, I understand. It got a bit of hate. And some of it was rightfully so. But it is still an absolutely fantastic Mario Kart game, in my opinion. Kirby Air Riders, another great game as well. I know I said no Switch 2 editions, but I meant in like the upgrade thing with Xenoblade Chronicles. That is an actual DLC that's exclusive to Kirby, and it is a great DLC pack, but it is very short, so that's a kind of count. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, absolutely exceptional game. If you have never played a Musou before, that's probably the one I recommend, to be honest, that and Age of Calamity, but the Age of Calamity is obviously not an exclusive. So yeah, I know it's a lot, and I might have missed some. Oh, the fucking hell, of course I missed one. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Absolutely brilliant game. Truly fantastic. One of the best fucking games. So you're talking, at this moment in time, we've got 6, 7... Oh my god, I don't do that. I genuinely don't. And it's one of those that when I'll have heard it so much that it just fucking came out, you know, and I'm like, I'm fine that kids do it, like, kids be kids, you know. Literally, the person I was talking about is a kid that I mentor, like, kids are kids, you know. But I never expected to be fucking doing that. So there are 6 or 7 games, roughly, on this fucking console that are exclusive to it. And a bunch that aren't exclusive but have got upgrades. We're getting to the point where by September 1st, when this thing goes up in price, there's some really fucking good games already, and then we get Fire Emblem, and then we got Ocarina of Time, and we know there's going to be a Mario. Like, this is why I do want to make these videos, essentially, and find any avenue to put them in. And I know I'm now going to be recreating this whole thing, but as an actual expanded video where I talk about the games more. But yeah, kinda, I know, went off rails. Completely off rails, even for me. So I'm just going to say, well, to finish the thought, I don't know if this game itself is worth buying a Switch 2 for. And I, myself, am obviously a fan of Nintendo games, which is why I bought one day one. So, of course, I think it's why to buy one. But if I was still on my Switch 1, and I hadn't played through any of these already, I would have broke long before, because, again, bought it day one. But, yeah, by now it's like, you could get this for the looter shooter and the co-op aspect. You could get Pokopia for the cozy vibes. You could get Donkey Kong if you want a platformer. Hyrule Warriors if you want another action game, although this is... I mean, Donkey Kong's got action as well. But you could build up a nice little library. You don't obviously have to get all 7 or anything like that. But you could build up a nice little library already, I feel. And that's not counting, obviously, Fire Emblem, Ocarina and that. So yeah, September 1st, Switch 2 goes up in price. Tell your normie friends. If you are a gamer watching this, tell your normie friends, because the economy's only getting worse at the end of the day. And if you know your normie friends are planning on buying one for their kids for Christmas or for Hanukkah or whatever, winter holiday, or even birthdays, because at the end of the day, birthdays come up as well. But, like, tell your normie friends, it goes up in price soon. And these are some of the games that you can get. I imagine kids would fucking love this. Like, I'd have loved this as a kid. I love this as an adult. And kids will also be a lot less picky with the matchmaking issues that I have, you know? So yeah, just tell your normie friends, the price is going up soon. And until next time, I've been Sky Fellowship. I truly do hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye! Right, and very quickly, I figured, seeing as I am actually at endgame, I wanted to upload this video a couple of days ago, but I thought, fuck it, I'll hold it off one more day. I've been having horrific issues with the arm that I got to actually mount the monitor I play this game on, and I got very lucky that the monitor didn't fall off and snap, and I've had to basically order a new replacement arm because the kind of grommet attachment just was not working anymore. So yeah, all of that to say, not actually had a lot of time on the game over the past 3-4 days. I've been trying to log in to do the daily mission, well, the daily help people thing, and that's about it. I am fully at endgame. I've basically maxed out a lot of things. I've just got the tank upgrades for all of the classes, and I do like all three of the tanks now. I love a lot of the weapons. Mostly I'm liking a lot more melee ones, mainly because I'm getting melee ones is better. I had a feeling and I had a worry. I've been getting rid of pretty much every weapon to make Spiralite because that is just a grind, and this is the part where I had the feeling. Firstly, I had the feeling that the end game was going to be the bad kind of grind. Mainly because I don't think Nintendo had to do these yet. I really don't, and it's like it feels like this is a looter from years ago. It really does. Once I've hit endgame, but also because I knew I'd eventually get to the point where I can unlock new things, like I can upgrade weapons, I can get different parts from weapons now. I don't actually think I've bought that yet, but I've been told that I can do it, so it's like, you should be saving your weapons, and it's like, yeah, I actually knew I should be saving them. They're the weapon power one, but the problem is, Spiralite is just, it's impossible to come by. Just, no matter what I'm doing, solo, there's no good missions to really farm it, like, quickly or anything, and trying to do it on multiplayer is like pulling teeth at times, because sometimes you get people who don't want to farm at all, and if they don't want to farm, they will sit at the final crystal, and they'll just keep going over here, over here, over here, and it's like, why did you join someone's multiplayer game? Like, but again, if there was a better way to do the matchmaking and everything like that, because I also understand that I didn't get a choice for the most part, so maybe it's a case of, okay, I really just want the daily login bonus and I want nothing else out of it, and they got unlucky that me and someone else wanted to farm Spiralite. There's so many different things, and it's the fact that everything costs, like, absolutely everything. There's a reason why I actually had this screen open earlier. I would like to think that this isn't unique to me. I have so many of pretty much everything. I've got quite a few Spiralite gems. I've got tons of buckets, like 216 of those. I don't even know what most of these are used for, because it's so rare that when I'm looking through and buying an upgrade or developing a part that I'll pay attention to that part, because I have 122 Steel Iljaws. I need one of them. Meanwhile, I need 500 Spiralite, and that's for one of the bad ones. If I move down to that, because I haven't bought it yet, that's 10k. It only takes one Spiralite gem, and it takes 30 springs. I have way more of the things that you would assume are the uncommon rare things that it would want you to grind, but because everything requires so much Spiralite, just too much fucking Spiralite. You buy upgrades for the ship, Spiralite. You buy upgrades for your weapons, Spiralite. You buy this, that, and the other, Spiralite, 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 Spiralite. It is the one common factor. It is the only thing you need for everything, with the exception of your level up things here. That is just a standard pay the cogs once you unlock them. You get them for leveling up, you get them for doing some of the side missions and stuff like that, but everything else, it is always Spiralite Shard, Spiralite Shard, Spiralite Shard. And the amount of ones that you acquire as well, like just the actual valuation, it's just too high. It's too high for everything. Like, it's one of those things, a lot of people will fantasize about, if I won 1 million, if I won 2 million, and you'd go, like, you'd realize how quickly some of this stuff would actually tot up. You'd be able to buy a house. You'd be like, you'd get to that point quicker than you think. If someone gave me 2.5 million Spiralite shards in here, I don't know how much I could actually accomplish, because I'd maybe be able to buy like 3 upgrades for a weapon and buy a couple of parts and things like that. It's ridiculous just how fucking much you need, because it's always 20,000 for this, 15,000 for this, 10,000 for this. The ones that I actually want, because the more the parts go up, I'm trying to remember. Unfortunately, I know I've got the ability to buy one of these, but I don't know what weapon it is, so I'm going to have to go through all 15 and hopefully I'll find it. But I can buy one of the maxed out parts, and I think it was... oh, there it is. Yeah, 20k. 20k for anything like that. So if I want all of my weapons to have all 5-star abilities, I mean, this is when it gets hard to prophesize, because I obviously haven't been able to say that. If they're all 8, then I'll only be able to fit 5 things, then that's 100k. But I have a strong feeling they won't all be 8. Like, I've got some, I'm pretty sure, on weapons that I've got equipped now that only take 5, that only take 4, and it's like, by the time I get a full set of everything that I want on a weapon, you're probably talking 250k, just to max out, and it's not as simple as obviously just buying the part that I want. Where did I just find it? Was it this one? It's not as simple as buying the fucking... yeah, there we go. As buying that one. I had to buy that one first before it would let me get that. And it's, you know, the same with all the others. So it's like, you know what? I might as well just fucking do it on something that I actually will probably get that at some point. Right, cooldown reduced is one that I definitely know that I want on all of my things. So eventually I'm going to have to go through this. So let's just experience this together. That cost me 500 Spiralite, one thing. And the next one, 501. Let's see if this lets me go up to green. Or if it gives me a 7 Greer. Oh, it let me go up to green. Green, suddenly it's 1,000. So let's see, 500, 500, 1,000, 1,000. What would the yellow be? 10,000. So, although to be fair, no, it would go purple, wouldn't it? So 1,000, purple would be 5,000. So that's going to be the second green. That's 5,000, 5,000. Then that would be 10,000, 10,000. And maybe there's no rainbow, or maybe it just unlocks. But if we get the rainbow after, 20,000, 20,000, if memory serves. That's a lot for one fucking gadget slot. On one gadget. That's a lot. That's way too fucking much. Unfortunately, because of the target demographic of this, kids will play the fuck out of this. Like, if I had this as a kid, this would be the no-lifer game for me, and I would grind all of those Spiralite shards, and it would never, ever be a fucking issue. Not a single problem. But as an adult, it's a problem. And I don't know how they fix it, because I'm not their target demographic with this, and I fully understand I'm not. So I would love to think that they'll go, you know what, we've looked at how people are playing, maybe it'll take drop-off. And again, kids aren't going to drop off this, I don't think, especially during the summer vacation when it came out at the end of the day. This would be my no-lifer game. So maybe it's, when we get to drop off, maybe they'll go, you know what, we've adjusted the prices, we've made it so everything's cheaper. And I would love to think there's a piece of code where it goes, we know how much Spiralite worldwide, like universal account wide, that you have earned, and will refund you based on your past purchases as well. So it would be amazing if one day I boot up and it's like, hey, I've got 150,000 Spiralite there, and 150,000 Spiralite is no longer nowhere near enough to get one gadget upgrade. Maybe it's enough to get 4 gadget upgrades or something, you know. And by the time I eventually start playing the game, I'd like to think that I'll have over 1 million Spiralite refunded. But again, this is, I'm going off things that have happened in other franchises. Like Destiny did this. Destiny had to do a readjustment, and it's like, yeah, but we'll refund you some stuff. Like, so many of these crafting, looter, survivalist style games do eventually go through adjustment periods, and so many of them do give you a refund, but other times they're not able to do that, so instead they'll just go... I've seen some places where, well, some games where it's essentially, you've played for 10 hours, you'll get this much. You've played for 100 hours, you get this much. You've played for 200 hours, you get this much. And it always maxes out at something that is, a lot of people would see as unrealistic, but then there's the no-lifers like myself, and again, a lot of kids will be out there no-lifing this, like fully, no judgment or anything, because that's what we play games for fun, and if you're just having fun with it, then fucking great. But they sometimes do it based on that, and it's like, well, I've got 400 hours and I'm only going to get 200 hours worth of stuff, but still, it's better than nothing, and it gives you the excitement. You come back in, it's like, hey, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that, and I understand there is still a lot of content, just because I've cleared all of this currently, and I am, the only thing I haven't actually loaded yet, I've literally only just unlocked it, is the Salmonid level 50 raid, and it says it's bottomless, but obviously this is F1 F3. I imagine it'll mean then that I'll do F1 F3, and then it'll just keep going, and then there'll be like one that really is just infinite because of the way that the map's designed. I understand I've got all of that. On top of that, I have all of these missions have unlocked a raid on Spicy and a raid on Super Spicy, and obviously that's a level 81. I do like, by the way, and I want this also to be known, I have not beat that, but I've got the reward for it, because I beat that. So this is a thing of, if you want to save time, because what would be the point of me fucking starting at level 14 when I was 48, well, 47 when I started this mission. And it's like, what would have been the point of that? So I thought, well, I'll do that, and I'll see, and as you can see, there's no time on it, but I've still got the reward. So I do like that for the saving time, but it's like, these are the only things that I can really grind out, and I'm too low level, obviously, to do that. There will be other ones that I can at least probably do, so that's 26, but then another 80. But by the time I get there, if I even fucking get there, I honestly thought the level cap would be 50, and I'm like, you know what? I think 50's fine. And maybe the level cap is 50. Maybe this is one of those games where, like Destiny, where it's you get the hard level cap, and then how the game gives you its artificial difficulty is you're just always against the odds. I don't know. But my point is, by the time I get to that point, if I get to that point, I'm going to be so fucking sick of grinding for Spiralite shards. Like, so fucking sick of it. And the fact that I knew it would bite me in the ass deleting all of those weapons, it is a little bit of a pain to know that I might have had something really good, and obviously that is on me. Like, I'm not saying otherwise. I knew when I was doing it, it's one of those, this will be a problem later, but it's not, it's the solution now. And sometimes that is the way to go, because at the end of the day, I'm not planning on putting like 600 hours into this game at this moment in time. I don't think there's enough depth of combat with it. I think this is going to be a chip away at it sort of game. It'll be I switch it back on when I fancy doing some missions, and it'll take me years to ever get to the point of unlocking all of these great weapons. But that's actually a shame, because I'm liking this so much that I want to do that. But suddenly the barrier to being able to do that, the barrier to entry to getting all of these things, I'm like, I'd have to play this game 6 hours a day, easily, for about a month and a half, easily, before I even come close to getting the kind of build that I want. And at this moment in time, I'm currently recording this section of the video on July 31st. Do you know what's real soon? ToRCon. Now, I'm not actually sure if I'm going to be playing it day one. I've already bought the fucking thing because I bought it and pre-ordered the Flex Strike fight stick after I'd sold my fight stick, and then Sony delayed the fucking Flex Strike, so now it's like, I either play the game with a controller. I don't like playing fighters with a controller. I just genuinely don't. So it's like, I either play the game I'm really hyped for with a controller, or I wait. And waiting's a problem, because do you know what's after ToRCon? Firstly, Beast of Reincarnation, to be fair, is before ToRCon, but what's after ToRCon is September and October. And I know this is where this video is about to become weirdly long and no longer just about Splatoon. I actually wrote down, and I wish I could find my phone. There it is. I actually wrote down, just out of curiosity, I wrote this down and mentioned it in a couple of servers that I'm in, because people were talking about what games were coming out that they were looking forward to, and I am the game obsessive one. These are a lot of normies, and I am kind of becoming the person of, hey, I should probably talk to this person about games with a lot of things, because they are the one who's got the finger on the pulse. I watch gaming news shows all the time for a reason. I know a lot about this industry because it's my favourite fucking thing on the planet. Just my own personal list, and this only takes us up to the Ocarina remake, which is obviously undated. I have hypothesized, I can't say that word, hypothesized that might be like the first week of November. That is my assumption. Beast of Reincarnation on the 4th of August, ToRCon on the 6th, Orbitals on the 3rd of September. Now, yes, granted, that is a huge gap. There really isn't that much I'm interested in August, thankfully. I don't so much care about Star Wars at all as a franchise anymore, and I know Zero Company's there. There's another big game in August, Plague Tale. I don't personally like, it's not that I don't like the Plague Tales, there's 3 of them now, and I haven't had the time to play the first one, so it's like 3 fucking games at once. No, maybe if I spent the entire month doing it, but then I'd probably be sick of them by the time, because that's not the way I work. But September, Orbitals on the 3rd, Wolverine on the 15th, Fire Emblem on the 17th, Control Resonance on the 24th. Then we get Gears ED on the 6th. We also get, there's one that I've actually forgot to type. When was it? Dawnwalker, Blood of the Dawnwalker. When the fuck was Blood of the Dawnwalker? I know I haven't mentioned Silent Hill as well. There's some that I've actually had to leave off this list. This is just the list of ones that I really, really want. But I know Blood of the Dawnwalker comes out sometime in September. I know Silent Hill comes out sometime in September. Then we get the Star Wars racing game. I love racing games. I've got quite a few videos where I'm complaining about the lack of actual racing games these days and how it's all open world shite. So the fact that we get an actual racing game that, in a franchise that I no longer like, but I at least know enough about to be able to understand how to play a Star Wars game, I'm going to recognise a lot of the terms. It'll be fine. And it also has a roguelike story campaign mode. It's like, hell the fuck yeah. But that's the same day as Gears ED. And how the hell do I... Gears ED is like one of my most anticipated because I'm a huge Gears fan. Then we get Castlevania. Then we get Switch Sports, which obviously not exactly a huge time commitment and something nice and easy. But then we get Phantom Blade. And then again we get the Ocarina remake, which is where I've left it off at. That's an entire year's worth of games. Even for me, this is what I mostly do. I do a lot of my day-to-day life chore stuff, but all of my entertainment tends to be games these days. I am trying to watch a few more movies and TV shows while we're in this little lull of July didn't have a ton, August doesn't have a ton. But as soon as it comes September, my entire life is once again going to be I wake up, I do chores, I make sure that my body stays alive, and I play fucking games. And I make videos, and I play games, and I make videos, and I play games. And that's going to be pretty much my life for 2 fucking months. And I'm going to get burned out from it. I know fine well I am. I cannot stand this year's releases. 2023 was fantastic for me personally because it was always something for me. Something huge was always coming out. And the big games were spaced far enough apart. This year has been, I'll get a couple things I really like, and then nothing. A couple things I'm really interested in, and then nothing. And then we get these 2 months, which should be 2 months of pure fucking bliss, but they're going to be 2 months of hell. And again, you might be watching this and going, well, why would you subject yourself like that? Leaving all of that aside, again, this is my favourite fucking hobby. This is what I want to do. And it's not that I'm not going to enjoy playing the games, but I don't know how I'm going to schedule my fucking time. We have, and again, I know I'm just walking around here, and at this point I'm just fucking, not so much ranting and raving, but trying to explain some shit. Beast of Reincarnation, let's say that's a 30-hour game. Great, I might be able to get that done while I'm waiting for Tokon, which, Tokon, again, do I play it with a controller? Do I play it with the Flex Strike? When does that come out? If that releases in September, yeah, I'm just not going to get to play Tokon, even though I've already bought it. Orbitals. First, I have to actually find someone to play it with. That might be 10, 15-hour game. Wolverine. It could be a 20-hour game, it could be a 30-hour game, it could be a 40-hour game. Fire Emblem. Even if I only do one path, and I most likely will have to only do one path, you're talking at least 80 to 100 hours. Control Resonant, probably a 20-hour game. Gears Edia, probably a 15-hour game. Castlevania, probably a 12-hour game. Switch Sports, it's not the kind of game that you know you really beat. It's just like, I'll play some here and there. Phantom Blade Zero, 50, 60, 70 hours, maybe? Just from everything I've just said there. By the time you add all of that up, I am so glad that I don't like GTA. Because I'm going to need November, I'm going to need December, and again, this is before, this is up to Ocarina, because I don't know when Ocarina's remake's going to come out. Not to mention, whatever else we get in November, whatever else can we get in December, because there's going to be other fucking shit. At the end of the day, at this moment in time, the only thing I know of that's coming out in November is a Barbie game. Barbie's, the only person who's willing to take on GTA, and it's you go, girl. I love the attitude, I really do. I know it would be the weirdest thing in the history of ever if a Barbie game managed to actually compete against it, but hey, stranger things happen, I suppose. It would, but you know what I mean. Yeah. How the fuck do I put the time into this to do all this Spiralite farming? How? If this had came out in January, maybe by now, I'd be at the point of it not being that big of a problem because I actually would have been able to play this on and off throughout the year. Nintendo, you do some truly great products, but I truly, truly do wish you would address certain release schedule things. Could Fire Emblem have been saved for fucking March next year? And I know a lot of people hate delays, but dropping a 300-hour RPG, strategy fucking tactical turn-based RPG in the middle of September with all of that, it's just rude. And with that, this video will finally come to an end. This is a really fucking good game. Really genuinely good. It's got some issues, it's got some flaws, it's got some faults. Holy fucking shit, is this in my top 10 for the end of the year, I'm pretty sure. I really do love it. And I think the sequel's going to fucking perfect it, I really do. They'll learn from it. They will get enough people like me bitching, I'm sure they will. Because, again, kids don't care. And we've seen that with Pokemon. That's why Pokemon manages to get away with everything that it gets fucking away with, let's be real. But Pokemon, and I bring this up a lot, is the Pokemon company. It's not Nintendo. Nintendo own a bit, but it really is. You have to separate them for a reason. Nintendo actually care about this kind of feedback. Pokemon do not. Nintendo are slow with this kind of feedback. They definitely are. But Nintendo like to make things for people and like the press to always be positive. So we've seen it time after time where they do tend to address some shit. if it gets enough widespread complaints. And sometimes, with tech issues like Joy-Con, it takes a lot more than it should have, to be honest. But with game stuff, they tend to actually address this stuff. And again, it's never usually done in that game, but how many times have you played a sequel where Nintendo finally addressed an issue that plagued people with the last one? And it would be great if we could get those updates, then it wouldn't plague people in the last one. I wish I could actually now bring up an example. Part of me's thinking Phantom Hourglass, the Spirit Tracks, because that's kind of recent. I know Phantom Hourglass tidied up some of the... Sorry, Spirit Tracks tidied up some stuff for Phantom, but as I'm very early into Spirit, this is one of those things that I only know of this from second-hand knowledge, not from first-hand knowledge. So I think, actually, that's my August. Now that I've rolled credits on this, I'll play this for a little bit, chip away at it for a little bit, but I think I'm finally at the point of I need to play Spirit Tracks. And I am also in the middle of doing Lies of P, so that I can finally play the Overture DLC, and after the Overture DLC, I will try to do the Doom DLC. Like, this is what I'm using August for, basically. This is how I've been scheduling my months, where it's like, well, I'm still going to be playing games, but I'm not under pressure, so I can just play what I want when I want. September and October, I'm going to feel under pressure. And the only other thing I'll say, and I know I've really, really, really fucking went so long on this now, especially because I can't even remember how long the original video was before adding this part on. The other thing that I'll say is, on the whole pressure of it and that one at least isn't self-made. Because this is something that everyone's feeling, and we all know why. All of us can't pick these games to play all of them at the same time. I'm going to be one of the few who actually gets more played than most people. I'm still going to get spoiled on so many things. And that's ultimately one of the reasons why I truly resent GTA for doing this to the industry right now. And it's everyone else is to blame as well. Honestly, when they announced it, and maybe this is the problem because they kept announcing it and going, we're only kidding, we'll delay it again, we'll delay it again, we'll delay it again. I truly wish that the last time they delayed it, they just give them a 2-year date and said, this is 100%, it'll be out then, we won't pull it forward, we won't push it back, we understand that we're kind of destroying the industry here. Granted, that would take a level of accountability and fucking self-awareness from Rockstar that I don't think is possible, but it would have made this so much better, because now instead it's like, I'm probably going to get spoiled on Fire Emblem, because that's the one that I'm going to really struggle to fit a 80-hour JRPG into. That might be my chip away at game. That really might be I'll play Wolverine during the day, and then when I need a break from Wolverine and I need to shut the consoles down and everything, Switch is portable, put the Switch on, play a couple of missions of Fire Emblem, go to bed, you know? I'm going to get spoiled on stuff, and I've got more time to be able to do this than a lot of people. That's why I know everyone is dreading these 2 months, because it's like, whichever one we pick, it feels like we're going to pick the wrong one. It's like, if I pick to play this game, I'll be spoiled on this one. So does that mean that I care more about spoilers of that one? But the problem is, this game comes out first, so do I have enough time? So then do I have to rush it? But by rushing it, am I ruining it? Like, there's so many things like that that's about to take place over September and October, and that is why I'm kind of jokingly calling it the months of hell at this moment in time for this year. Because holy fucking shit, it's going to be brutal for all of us. It's going to be fun, but I hope, collectively, we are all more cautious about spoilers on this. I just really do, because I hope the fact that a lot of us are feeling this fear, that people will go, you know what, as much as I want to talk about this game, and this is what I mean, like, because we do want to talk about it, that's the whole point, we all want to talk about it, but I'm glad that I at least have a server that will open channels for these specific games. And that'll be how it's discussed. It'll be a case of, you go into this fucking channel and you spoil fucking everything and you talk about it in there and only in there. And that's going to be great. I wish more places would do that, because it is going to be like a minefield if suddenly I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe blah blah's in Wolverine. And I'm like, I knew I should have started Wolverine the day that I should have started it, but instead I hadn't finished. You know, that's the problem. That really is the problem. It is I would say it's a good problem to have, but no, it still is genuinely a problem. I'm getting a year's worth of games over 2 fucking months. Over 60 days. This is a year's worth of games. What the... Anyway, bye.